Welcome back. Saga wants to leave the House of All Worlds and needs to disable some wards to do so. But apparently only her dad can see them, so that might be a bit complicated. Find a way to see the wards is our goal. And of course we get to explore the house again and look at things and get a new perspective of the older Saga.
Uncle Galeth brings new books all the time, but I always finish them long before he comes back. The good ones, I read 3 or 4 times.
More reference to the mysterious Uncle Galeth.
Uncle Galeth brings new books all the time, but I always finish them long before he comes back. The good ones, I read 3 or 4 times.
Looks like our dad left his glasses on the table here.
That's weird. Papa's usually so fastidious about keeping his eyeglasses with him at all times.
Well, if he thinks they're important, then maybe they actually are important. For reasons other than correcting his eyesight.
I'll just borrow them for a minute. Or 12.
Or more, because, I'm playing this game, and I am, if anything, excruciatingly slow when there's things to be looked at. Find the first ward is our new goal. Indicating that this is indeed what we need to do.
Papa's spectacles. Fashionable they're not.
They're not that bad. But then again, I'm not really a good judge of fashion either.
That's weird. Papa's usually so fastidious about keeping his eyeglasses with him at all times.
And we can put them on, which shows us the wards. You cannot really walk that far with them on, I think. At least you can't run. Yeah, if you run, you take them off. But we seem to have already found one. It's the balance symbol up on the ceiling here, which makes sense, I guess. Alright, now I need to do that again to actually do what I need to do.
Oh wow, I see one of the wards. So that's how Papa maintains them. The magic's in his glasses. I mean, of course it is. It's dab magic.
And where else?
Still, it's pretty cool.
Where else would dad magic be but in the glasses, I guess.
Uncle Galeth helped put these wards up after the last time I went walking. Papa claims they protect us, but all they do is keep me from opening doorways. They don't trust me.
They just don't want you to get hurt, which I can realize it's frustrating, but their intentions are good, I'm sure. Break the first ward.
A ward to stop me from opening another doorway through the ether and making my own paths. Instead of putting up wards, I wish Papa would just tell me why I can't go walking.
Seems pretty straightforward. He's just afraid that you would get lost the same way his wife did. But maybe there's more to it than that we don't know about.
That's one of the 4 wards that keep me trapped in this depressing old house.
I mean, it's not a bad house, but I imagine any place that you spent your entire life in without ever being able to go outside would be depressing after a while. Apparently we can listen to it.
Careful! Ow!
Sorry, did I break your head?
Yes. Do you have to carry me across the threshold?
We'd be tempting fate if I don't. We need to do this right. Watch your head now. There, we have officially moved in. Welcome home, sweetheart.
My head's hurting.
Let me kiss it. Where does it hurt? There?
That helped. Oh, she's moving. She's kicking, Magnus. Here, give me your hand. Can you feel it? She's happy to be home.
Hello, Saga. Welcome home, baby girl.
Balance! So that's what the wards are made of. Fragments of the past. Memories. No wonder they're so strong. They're charged with powerful emotions. Some might be red herrings, though, to make the wards harder to crack. I need to untangle the specific memories that tie the wards together. Easy.
The description of what you need to do here is a bit vague, but it's actually not that hard. You need to look at all of these little, whatever they are, and figure out which ones actually relate to the memory of the ward itself that we just heard, which seems to have been a memory of Saga's father and mother first moving into this house. Let's take a look at what we have here. Can't look at the actual photograph right now. We can listen to the memory.
Oh, honey, please. I'm not in a state to be photographed.
Oh, come on, sweetheart. It's the first week in a brand new home. This needs to be commemorated.
Oh, I feel so bloated. Fine, just let me... There. Ready. Hurry up.
This memory seems to have something to do with the house as well, so it would seem to be a good candidate. And if you think something is a candidate, you can activate it like that. It will connect it to the ward, and if you pick all the right ones, the ward will disappear. Looks like there's one in the fireplace.
How many times do I have to tell you, don't put your hand in the fire?
But look, it doesn't hurt me at all.
Saga, stop. I don't care. You can't... Look, if someone saw you do that, it's dangerous, do you understand? No one else can know. No one.
That seems to have to do with Saga's resistance to fire. Don't really see how that relates to the house memory.
Saga, no, don't draw on the floor. You might damage it. This house is sacred. It's a living thing just like you and me. You must never hurt our home. Can you promise me that, baby?
Well, looks like she did damage the floor. At least a little bit. But that is a memory about the house, so let's pick it. Hugsy.
No, Hogsy, you killed Hogsy, Papa.
It's just his arm. I didn't kill him. I maimed him slightly.
Yeah, that's so much better.
I'll sew it right back on, okay? He'll be good as new, I promise.
Poor Hogsy. He'll never be the same. He'll be a cripple.
He's a survivor, just like us. He'll be fine.
That does not sound like it's related. Looks like the only one left is the window over here.
Magnus, Saga, look! Snow! It's snowing!
Beautiful. First snowfall in our new home.
The first of many firsts. I hope you grow up to love this house, Saga. We built it for us. For our tiny family.
Look! Etta, she's smiling. I think she understood you.
That sounds like it's about the house. It worked. However, there are more wards for us to break. There's actually 3 of them. So let's see if we can find those. Let's also look around while we're doing so.
My window looks out to Letach, but this one's tuned to where Mama was born. It's nowhere close to Scotland. The seasons are similar, though. Just more extreme.
She has a window looking out into Scotland? That's interesting.
I can't remember exactly where that is, or what Mama used to call it, but Papa calls it Midgard.
Wait, isn't that like Nordic god stuff?
My window looks out to Letach, but this one's
already
tuned
looked
to
at
where
the
Mama was
books.
born. It's nowhere close. It's the comfy chair. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
That's what she used to call it when she was younger, didn't she?
It's the comfy chair. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Hugsy's still a good friend, despite being old and stuffed. He still smells like Mama. Or maybe that's just my imagination.
After so much time, I'm going to say imagination, but if it comforts you, then why not?
I'm sure that was me who made those scratches. I remember being scolded, and it wasn't just the one time. I've been told, in no uncertain terms, to not damage our house in any way. It's a living thing, although I don't know if it can feel pain, at least not from those tiny scratches.
Best not to chance it, I guess.
I'm sure that was me who made those scratches.
This one?
Hugsy! I've had Hugsy since I was little. Mama gave him to me, and I remember falling asleep, hugging him tight every night after she went away. Hugsy's still a good friend, despite being old
I think
and
2
stuffed.
is the max.
He still smells like Mama. Or maybe that's just my imagination. I can't remember the last time we lit a fire. We used to do that all the time. Roast marshmallows and sausages and tell scary stories. But, yeah, things changed.
It seems to be lit right now, if you ask me.
The fire doesn't hurt me. My dad once told me this fire keeps the house warm and healthy, and able to fend off contagions and parasites from the ether.
I can see the warm part. The rest of it, I'm sure it's magic.
I can't remember the last time we lit a fire. We used to do that all the time.
Alright,
Roast
we
marshmallows
need to
and
go
sausages and tell scary stories.
ward hunting.
But, yeah, things changed.
Let's look in this room. Let's look around first.
We don't go away long enough to need a suitcase. I mean, I've gone walking for days, but I didn't exactly plan that ahead of time. Or pack. Papa went ballistic every single time.
I'm sure he did.
Mama brought that with her when she went on long trips and wanted to bring things back. The last time she left, she hadn't planned on being gone for more than a couple of days.
Which is why she presumably didn't bring it.
This has been gathering dust since Mama left, so almost 13 years? I guess Papa hasn't had the heart to get rid of it.
Very few things actually changed here in the last 13 years, so I think he is kind of holding on to the past.
Mama wrote a ton of stories and articles and letters, but Papa keeps most of her work in his bedroom. I haven't even read all of it. He won't let me.
That's kind of weird. Why wouldn't he? These were here before, so I don't need to attempt to read that again. Oh, that's still there.
Uncle Galeth told me something terrible happened when they built the house. There was a crack, and it grew bigger. I don't know the details, and he wouldn't tell me, but apparently it was very scary.
I wonder if this is the same mystery door that leads to where April got in, but actually probably not, because I don't think April came from here. She came in through wherever the side of the living room is, on the opposite side of the chair, or behind the chair, I think, even. So, that door, right?
I wonder what's behind the wall. Papa won't tell me, and Galeth claims he doesn't know the details. But I'll learn the truth. Somehow.
Sometime. Not right now. Oh, one of the April drawings.
I remember Crow, but I'm pretty sure he's not real, and that I never met him. I mean, I went walking for the first time when I was 7, but I drew this before that.
That's because you have April Ryan's memories, because you are April Ryan reborn, as we now know for sure.
I have this weird, vague memory of going on a journey with a wisecracking bird called Crow, but I'm sure that was just a very, very vivid dream.
Nope. How's your singer-songwriter ambitions going?
One of these days, I'll pick up on that whole become a singer-songwriter thing again. I just need an audience to play to. One of these days, I'll pick up on that whole become
Oh.
a singer-songwriter
I
thing
think I just
again.
missed the second sentence.
I just need an audience to play to. Papa rarely plays the guitar. I think he used to play a lot, back in brighter days. But like with so many other things, he's just lost interest.
I'm no expert, but your dad sounds depressed. Let's see if there's a ward in this room. You have to do this. And there is! That is kind of the logical place for it.
There's another ward. Uncle Galeth helped put these wards up after the last time I went walking. Papa claims they
Same
protect us,
description.
but all they do is keep me from opening doorways. They don't trust me.
So let's listen to the memory.
The house will draw us both back if we ever get lost. That's what it does. It's what it's for.
And you're sure we can trust it?
Are you questioning my building skills?
I don't want to lose you again.
You won't. It's safe to leave, Etta. You'll find your way back and we'll be safe here. Both of us. All three of us. When that one arrives.
Oh, and not a moment too soon. I am so over being pregnant. Speaking of which, I'm starving again.
I'll make stew.
Please don't.
Nobody likes this too. This is a bit harder because it's talking about the house. It's also talking about Etta being safe, and it's talking about Etta's pregnancy. So it could be either of these themes, I guess. Break the second ward, yes, of course. So let's see what memories we have and which ones seem related to that. There's the drawing.
When's Mama coming home?
I honestly don't know if she ever will, sweetheart.
But she is out there somewhere?
I think so.
There is only one memory per...
When's Mama
Yes,
coming
there is.
home?
Just making
I
sure.
honestly don't know if she ever will,
Don't want to miss any stuff.
But she is out there somewhere?
I think so.
That has to do with both the house and it being a safe place for all of them. So that seems like it might be related. The guitar.
Look, she's sleeping. Oh, that's so cute. Your music lulled her to sleep, honey.
I didn't think my guitar playing was that bad. I was going for rousing.
Well, it hasn't put me to sleep yet. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, I sometimes get people telling me that they use my videos to fall asleep to. Also, not the reaction I was going for, generally. But this does not seem like it's related to that memory, so let's move on. Typewriter.
Does Papa know you're here? I don't think Papa knows. Don't worry. It'll be our little secret.
Hey, I remember that. That was the first interlude. But doesn't seem like that has anything to do with the ward. How about the suitcase?
Hey, is there anything you want me to bring back this time?
Do we have to talk about that right now?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
I don't like it when you leave.
That has to do with Etta leaving, so that seems like it's relevant. And that leaves only this thing. The trowel. I don't actually know.
We have to wall it up, Magnus. It's dangerous. What if Saga...
I know. I will. I promise. Tomorrow after you've left, I'll get right to it.
Could there be more like it? More gaps? More...
I don't know, Etta. I hope not. I'll take care of it, I promise.
I really don't want to leave right now.
You'll be back soon. Everything will work out. The house will take care of us all.
Yep, that definitely sounds right. Also, it's the only one left, so kind of has to be. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. Find the third ward. The game doesn't actually tell you there's only 3 of them, but I do know.
Whenever one of the walls needs repairing, Papa uses that. He says he'll teach me how to do it, but he hasn't gotten around to it yet. Of course, that masonry trowel isn't just any ordinary masonry trowel. It's been inscribed with runes and imbued with Etherian magnetism, like all the tools used to build our house.
Of course, nothing here is ever just ordinary. How about the kitchen? Still looks exactly the same. I think it's time to update your kitchen, people. There's the wireless. You can only look at when I'm far away.
There's never anything good on. Once, I tuned into something called the Pink Floyd. That was amazing. But I never found the frequency again. These days, it's mostly jazz or classical music.
Well, this radio already gave me a copyright strike against one of the videos. If it were to tune to Pink Floyd, it would definitely do that.
There's never anything good on. Once,
So I'm not
tuned
going to
into
turn it
something
on,
called the
just in
Pink
case
Floyd. That was amazing.
there's more
But I
copyright
never
strikes
found
waiting
the
to happen.
frequency again. These days, it's mostly jazz or classical music. Papa usually sleeps for another hour or so. Plenty of time for mischief and mayhem. My favorite prank used to be setting the clock ahead an hour or two, just to freak Papa out. It always worked. Then, I'd set it back again, and freak him out even more. He's weird about time, go figure.
How does time even work in this place? Anything else I can look at here? Doesn't seem like it. Let's see if there's a ward. The answer would appear to be no. Pretty sure there's no ward in here. We would have been able to see it from back there. Also nothing we can look at.
I always hated the downstairs. It's pitch dark, and it smells funny. It's got ether vapors and void beetles. It's not a good place to hang out.
Sounds bad.
I always hated the downstairs. It's pitch dark, and the paths are wobbly, and the custodians temporarily closed the turnstiles. No one's coming in or out. But who needs the common paths when you can make your own?
There's so much hinting of a larger universe here that it really pains me that we never really find out how any of this stuff works.
The paths are wobbly, and for when the paths are stormy, and the turnstiles still open.
What turnstile?
Is it my turn to sweep the floors again? I've lost track. We've not been keeping up with our sweeping itinerary. Or any housework. Is it my turn to sweep the floors again? I'm trying to get Papa to stop wearing that hat when he goes out. But he insists. He doesn't realize how goofy and old-fashioned it makes him look.
You know, Saga's voice here kind of reminds me of Yisha in Mist 4. Not the same, but similar.
For when the paths are muddy or snowy.
I guess they are a similar age. Anything upstairs?
Papa's sleeping. I think I can hear him snoring. Papa's sleeping. I think I can hear him snoring.
I'll come down later.
Well, he's obviously not sleeping then. Also, we want him to stay up there, so it's a good thing that didn't work. Any wards here? Does not look like it. That leaves but one place, our bedroom. Wow, your art skills have definitely improved.
I'm getting better. I'm not good yet, but my work's improving. I should be on track to have my first exhibition by the time I'm 18.
And then you'll go to Vafa, just like April did. Probably not.
It's very difficult to paint anything that isn't in this house when I have to work from memory or from pictures and books.
Well, if you did that from memory, then your memory is very good indeed. Because that's definitely what I remember it looking like.
The madame comes by every month to grade my assignments and give me new ones, and Papa's in charge of my homeschooling, but I've learned more from Uncle Galeth than from the two of them combined. I love learning about Elsewhen and Elsewhere, about Crossroads and the Ether, and all the worlds in the multiverse. It makes me want to go walking and explore everything.
This is, I think, the first time we've heard of another character here besides Uncle Galef.
The madame comes by every month to grade my assignment. I don't play with the dollhouse anymore. I know it makes Papa sad, but I'm not 7. I've grown up. I love learning about Elsewhen and Elsewhere,
I
about
hate that it
Crossroads and the
does not
Ether,
cancel
and all the worlds in the multiverse. It makes me want to go walking
when
and
you look at something
explore
else.
everything. Rocket ships ferry astronauts between worlds in at least one of the angles of the ether. Sounds like a fairy tale to me. but Galeth swears it's true.
That looks like the rocket from that one Tintin comic where he goes to the moon.
I wish I could go on a rocket ship to another world. That sounds like so much fun.
No argument from me there.
Galeth gave me that years and years ago. I don't wear it. I mean, I don't understand the deal with all the hats. Hats must be fashionable somewhere in the multiverse.
Probably.
Uncle Galeth's old-fashioned, and he takes Papa's side when we argue. But he's still great. It's just nice to have someone to talk to who isn't a teacher, or just plain weird, or my dad.
I get the feeling she must be very lonely. It's her.
It's cute. I used to play with that all the time, when I was little. It's cute. I used to play with that all the time, when I was little. This window's always tuned to a place called Letoch in Scotland, long, long ago.
Yeah, the relationship between this house and time is kind of vague. Like, can they go anywhere they want, any when they want? Or are they limited somehow? It will never be explained.
Apparently, that place meant a lot to my parents, but Papa doesn't like to talk about it.
Well, we don't really learn anything else about that either. Let's see if the last ward is here. It kind of has to be. And it's our picture.
I believe that's the final ward.
Let's see what memory is associated with it.
She's so perfect. I could stare at her for hours.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I go in here just to look at her. She is perfect. You leaving before she wakes up?
I have to. While the paths are still there. They're stable now, but that might change. I can't risk waiting. Watch over her for me, okay? Keep her safe.
Of course. Always and forever. I promise.
Come here. I love you. Always and forever. And I'll be back. I pinky promise.
That sounds maybe like the time when Edda disappeared, or it could have something to do with Saga. And our goal is, of course, to break the final ward. This one's a bit vaguer, I remember.
So, Galeth wrote to say he's visiting soon.
That's good, right? We haven't seen him for a while.
It's good. Sometimes I get the feeling he only visits because of Saga.
Well, he is her godfather. He adores her. Just be grateful she has someone to talk to, Magnus. The stars know she must be sick and tired of us.
Seems like that has to do with Galef, which I don't think is related here.
Why is it called homework? I'm always home.
What do you mean?
Why is it homework when I never go anywhere? I think it should be called just work.
Good question. And you're right. I need you to clean up and then do your work. Alright?
I remember that one too. It has to do with Saga staying in the house, which I guess could be related to that memory. So let's turn that on. We can always turn it back off if it's wrong.
But how can I paint a rainbow if I haven't seen one? I can't paint something I haven't seen. And I'm not allowed to go anywhere, so I'll never see one.
There are pictures of rainbows in your books. Can't you paint from those?
It's not the same. I want to see a rainbow with my own eyes.
Again, it's Saga not being able to leave. It already makes me suspicious that there's more than one of those in this group. And since that does relate to Etta's disappearance, let's turn that on too. How about the dollhouse?
Oh, it's red and blue, just like my drawing. It's exactly what I wished for. Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome, baby girl.
That's just about the dollhouse, so I doubt it.
Ground control to Major Tom. Who's Major Tom, Papa?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. Where did you hear that name?
I think it's a traveler who travels to the moon. Like Mama.
I don't think Mama went to the moon, Saga.
But you know what I mean. Someone who travels far away to see new things. Like, an adventurer.
Again, this has to do with traveling, and Saga's desire to go traveling. So, let's try it. And it worked. That's all of them, I think. I hope so.
That's all the wards, and Papa's still asleep. He won't be happy when he wakes up. I need to get out of here before then, or he might lock me in the downstairs for a week. So I'll just open a doorway and... It's not working. Why is it not working? All the wards are gone. What's stopping me now?
Is there another ward? What's blocking you? Find the final ward. We've already looked in the entire house.
My chest feels warm. Wait, am I glowing?
Looks like we might be carrying the final ward. It's in our inventory now, the pendant.
It's warm to the touch. It feels comforting. And are those whispers? There's another memory here. Someone's woven a memory into my pendant.
You're holding a pendant that contains memories. Are you trying to make me think of Yisha and Mist 4?
This is for you, Saga. It belonged to my mother. Keep it close to your heart and know that I'll always be thinking of you, no matter where I am. Even if I'm... Oh, baby girl. You don't understand a word I'm saying. But you will remember when you most need it. Don't let anything or anyone hold you back. All worlds, all of time are yours to explore. And as long as you are this, I will find you. I promise.
Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.
Looks like that was it. Now we can leave.
Saga? Saga? Saga, where in the world are you? Saga! Oh, Balance, no, please, no. No, as well. Don't take her from me. Please don't. I can't do this again. I cannot do this again. Please. Saga.
Poor guy. He means well. But I can also see why Saga would be frustrated. And it's the end of Book 4. All your decisions have been recorded for Book 5. The actions and decisions you have made in Book 4 have already changed the course of your journey in important ways. These decisions will be remembered, and they will decide how your journey continues in Book 5. This is a summary of a few of the choices you have made and the consequences they may have in the future. Let's look at our choices. Keon first. Since I remember to return the pipe worker's tools, Ulvik was not arrested by the Azadi. He remains a free man. Your decisions in Book 3 have played out in Book 4 and will continue to have repercussions in the final chapters. Only 49.4% made this choice, but again, I think that's not because they consciously made that choice, just because the game makes it kind of unclear when you need to return the Pipeworker's tools. If you wait until you naturally come back to the Rooster and Kitten, it is already too late. Zoe, I didn't tell Brian Westhouse why I was in the abode or where I'm going. I feel a bit bad about not trusting him, but it's not like he needed to know. And he didn't ask, so I guess he didn't care. There will be repercussions to this decision in the final book. 63.7% chose not to trust Brian. I guess the rest did not play Dreamfall or did not remember the end of it. Or just wanted to see what would happen when they played it a second time. I couldn't let Westhouse stay in the abode by himself. I was entrusted with the key and it would have felt weird to leave it unlocked. But Brian seemed a little put out by that. This decision will affect events in the final chapters. 65.2%, probably mostly the same people who made the first choice. Kian, against Shepard wishes, I brought Liko with me to Gien. He was a good companion, and he proved himself useful, but I hope his absence from Markyria did not cause the Resistance any problems. Lives are in the balance, and friends and allies will live or die based on your decision. We've actually already seen that, and Shepard is, in fact, dead because of this decision. I think otherwise Liko would have been dead, though. 77.1% made this choice. Liko and I had time to connect during our journey to Gien. I feel we're closer now, and that we may even become friends in the future. The relationship with Liko has been affected by your choice. 79.6% made that choice, and why wouldn't you? Enu was seriously hurt in the attack on the Enclave, but Naane was there to heal her wounds. The Zid will survive. Enu's fate is closely tied to Naane. Your choices in Book 2 will play out in the final chapters. 69.5% made that choice, and they are probably happy for it, because I like Enu and do not want to see her hurt. Fortunately, I made that same choice in the beginning. I revealed no secrets to the Yaga. In the end, she gave me the Soul Stone anyway, but those memories remain to haunt me more than ever. Should I have relinquished them? Kind of a misleading description, because I did not have any memories to give because of my earlier choices. Those memories will remain with you forever, or fade to nothing, depending on your decision. 25.3% made this choice, or like me, did not have anything to give. And that takes us back to the main menu for the final time. Hey, a bird. Is he a Scottish bird? He might be, considering where that window is supposed to look out. And we will continue with Book 5, and hopefully find out what's going on with Zoe in the next video.